Hello guys, Hafex here back with another RSL Legends video. Today I'm going to go over Sir Nicholas. I did do a video on Sir Nicholas previously, but he wasn't geared properly back then, and I've since been using him for different purposes than I did back then. So the first thing is that he can now do campaign, nightmare campaign by himself. He is a bit slow, but not all champions can do this, so it is interesting to see that he can do this. There are also some optimizations you could do if you wanted him to do this faster. Right now he's at 172 speed, and if you get above 188 speed, he can go twice. Once he's killed 3 champions, he can go twice to every turn the other champions take. The 2 fast champions are Lord Shazar and Prince Kaimar. They go at 103. So if you can go 206, which is 188 plus 18. Is that right? Yes, that's 206. If you get 188 speed, then you kill 3, you get another 18 speed from Whirlwind of Death Mastery. I'll show you after. You can go twice for every turn they take. You don't want to go above the 206 on the very first turn, because then he'll take 2 turns and he'll put up his unkillable, and these 3 won't die, and then it will take forever. It's 110. This time here to 0 minutes and 48 seconds is Sir Nick time. He was in different gear, but I'm using him for clan boss now, so I changed the gear. This is the mastery I'm talking about. So this one, it gives you another 18 speed once he's killed 3 champions. So he'll use his AoE, then they'll take a turn and they'll kill the food, and then he'll kill them. And then once you go to round 2 and round 3, he'll take 2 turns for every turn they take, which will speed it up a bit. And you'll get around that 48 time. You could probably get him lower if you get better gear, but I didn't have enough damage on him at that time. Right now he's in lifesteal gear because I'm using him in clan boss. I'm actually using this one. It's not an unkillable comp. I'm using this skill to block some of the damage from the second AoE, and I'm also using a Sepulchral Sentinel to block the second AoE and the stun. So he needs to be at a very specific speed. I can go 171 to 179, so I can't make him go at 188 plus to make the campaign runs faster right now, because I'm using him in clan boss. But that's what you could do if you wanted to improve it. So I'll just show you how I use him here in clan boss as well. So I said I'm just gonna set it up really quickly. So I'm using him to block the second AoE here. So I put this up here every time. He will prioritize the shield over his unkillable, so he will use it here every time until you get to a very low health point, but by then you'll want him to use the unkillable instead, so that's fine. But he will use it, and then I press auto here. So he will use it every time before the second AoE. He'll use his shield, which will make you last longer, because we'll see now that Rasen has made his shear, that the shield is actually pretty large. I'll go the stats on him later, so you can see it's almost 50% extra health on someone like a Cold Brawler, and the same for Brazen. So the shield is pretty big compared to the other champs' HP. It doesn't add as much on himself because his damage is based on HP, so his HP is really high here. But I'll just let this run, and then we'll look at the results. So here are the results of the clan boss fight. As you can see, Sir Nick does do a lot of damage, and that shield really does help protect the team from that second AoE. If he doesn't go through all of the shield, then Rasen and Occult Brawler will also, these three will also have some shield for the stun. So it usually goes to one of these two. And it's usually my Sepulchre Sentinel who goes down first, so I need to work on her gear. But he really does help. I was using a Rearguard Sergeant. Like, I just got a Rasen recently. It took me forever to get the rares. So I was using a Dregstar for damage, and then I was using a Rearguard Sergeant, but I was only getting like 15 million damage. I had to go back to this team. Actually, I was using the Unkillable team that I made with Sir Nicholas, Painkeeper, and Maneater, but patch 1.5 killed that build for me because my clan kills the boss very fast, so I couldn't use all my keys on the boss before he went to 0. And it didn't work, so I was trying to figure out a team that works. I was using Rasen and Rearguard for a while, but I was getting just below 17 million damage, and then I put in Sir Nicholas instead, and it just went up like crazy. So I got another like 7-8 million damage. This isn't completely consistent. Sometimes I only get 22 million, and yesterday on Force I only got 19, but it works well on Magic. But the reason it doesn't work on Spirit, these three are Spirit, so they just take way too much damage on Spirit. So I'm trying to figure out a different team, but I might just go back to my Unkillable, because in 155 that should work again now. So, but he is very useful. Even if you're not doing an Unkillable comp, he can work very well in a clan boss setting. So let's go with gear. These are his stats. So he has 100% crit rate, 209% crit damage, and 76,000 health. So that's what his damage is based off of. And he did die in this run. He died last, even though he only has 2,000 defense. If you can get some defense, do, because especially if you're using someone with Ally Protect, because they'll take more damage if he has very low defense. But this is what his damage is based off of. And in lifesteal gear, he is usually the one to die last, at least in my experience. So I had him in speed gear before, and he was dying first, so I had to change it up. Now he's in lifesteal, and he's the one surviving for the longest. If you're not going to use him in clan boss and you're using him for something like arena or just dungeons, you could put him in the shield set. The shield set, because his damage is based on HP, you want a lot of HP, and so he'll do a pretty big shield on your champions when the round starts if you are using a shield set. Another thing you could do is do an immortal set. Immortal set is also very useful, and he'll heal a lot because he has so much health. So that 9%, if you're using 3 sets, that 9% healing will be like 9,000 health, depending on how much you have on him. If you just want him to do a lot of damage in arena, you could do a savage set as well to get through some of that defense, and then you might also want to do the Helm Smasher mastery. Right now I'm using War Master because I'm using him in Clan Boss, but you could just as well use Helm Smasher or Flawless Execution if you're using him in arena to be more consistent, or just this one to get through some of that defense and get a high shield on his A2. So I fully booked mine. He is prioritizing this in Clan Boss. So if you get these and you want to use him in an unkillable comp, before you get this, you might just want to leave him there. He's a lot easier to build around when using him in unkillable builds if you have these cooldown reductions and not this one, because then they are both a 4-turn cooldown and they won't overlap. Because if you're using him in an unkillable comp with this at a 3-turn cooldown, yeah, it's just very annoying. I did a video where I use him and I go over how to make him work in an unkillable comp, even if you did book this, but the damage potential is going to be less than if you don't book that one for some unkillable builds. Those were my thoughts. I hope you liked this video. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and until next time, bye!